The other announcement I saw in there was the AFX arrays, the disaggregated storage array, having the separation of essentially the front end that satisfies the I/O from the scale out element that does the actual storage. And this is an architecture that we've seen before. We've seen it in other storage platforms that are particularly good for scale out workloads. So workloads like AI, where there are a huge number of different units, different in this case GPUs, that will be wanting to access bits of data to pull in for training, for fine tuning. So this architecture of separating out the capacity storage pool from the front end compute performance that delivers the I/O is awesome. Seeing it scale to 128 storage controllers and 52 storage enclosures with an exabyte of effective capacity. Exabyte of effective capacity. How much compression and DG are they expecting? Definitely seeing the ability to have data compute nodes to generate more of that metadata and also that information that we might want to use in our AI systems over time. I think this is a nice thing to be seeing. And then, of course, it inherits a whole lot of on-tap capabilities. And so it's not like it's a build from the ground up something completely new with a whole new set of interfaces. I like that, particularly for those again dyed in the wool fans of OnTap, and those exist both inside NetApp as well as in customers.
Here's my take on it, Al. There are a lot of people out there who love their on tap boxes, right? You know what they don't like? Ripping them out. Like wholesale. Like to me, it's like when you have to buy something because a little piece of it broke, right? Like, oh, I don't understand why I have to go out and spend all this money. And what NetApp is basically saying is you don't. Like if the controller starts lagging because it can't swap the data fast enough, go buy a new controller. The AFX is basically a modular system. Do you need to scale it out? Okay, cool. We got all these new DX50 data compute nodes that we can do to kind of front end your NVMe storage arrays. I think that what they're hoping is that people who are trying to scale out for let's face it, AI operations, because this is kind of an AI infrastructure company at this point. They're hoping that what's going to happen is that these people are going to scale these systems as fast as they can and as wide as they can, and then they're sticky. Because one of the things, if you want to go back in the annals of history to the Catalyst 6500 from Cisco, one of the smartest things that they ever did with that box was making it so easy to rip and replace the pieces out of it. Um, it's really the switch of Theseus at this point. That if you bought one on day one, the chassis is still as functional as it ever was, but the difference between when it was released and basically when it was EOL, because it now is EOL, is night and day difference with supervisor engines and line cards and all kinds of other stuff. If NetApp can do that with AFX, I mean, basically you got a persistent, and I'm not saying persistent in the traditional sense of stuff stays where it's at, but persistent in the it's hard to get this thing out of here kind of mentality. One of the greatest things I ever heard from a friend of mine was this is the kind of welded to a rack storage array that NetApp really wants to get in front of people.
Yeah, I think one of the elements is you just take away that decision point where they have to rip and replace everything, make it very easy to do what we would call the grandfather's axe, replace the head twice and the handle seven times, but it's my grandfather's axe. Um, Absolutely, that kind of scale out and pour all of your data in here, but keep the identity of the cluster permanently, even though the elements that make up the cluster may change over time. Fits really nicely with some of the financial models as well of the expand or grow as you grow. As you place more data in here, you just expand out that storage pool. You don't have to acquire all of your capacity up front. As maybe you have some divestment, some sale of parts of your business, maybe you'll be able to scale back down again. Scale down, of course, is always more challenging on storage than scaling out.